Just now, you have a car dealership and you're selling 250,000 euro sports car. Okay? So that's the very expensive Porsche, that's the Ferraris, that's the, you know, this kind of cars, right? 250,000 euro sports car. Anybody wants to have an agency for that so you can drive this car to work? A few people. Okay. So, tell me something. Listen to the question and answer correctly, okay? Who would want to buy, or sorry, correctly. Who would like to drive a 250,000 euro sports car? Yeah, not here, in the world or in Holland. What's the answer to who would like to drive a 250,000 sports car? The answer is everyone. There's always somebody who says, I don't. When I ask them, why don't you? It's because they're afraid to scratch it. Okay? But come on, if I will offer you a 250,000 Ferrari, anybody's going to tell me no? You're going to tell me no. All right, he doesn't want it. So we have one. Usually it's a woman, but now we have a man that doesn't want to drive a Ferrari. Fine. But the majority, how many of you would like to drive a car like that? Okay? Great. So the answer to who would like to drive a 250,000 sports car is usually everyone. However, in order to sell to everyone, how do you do that? How do you promote it? How do you promote to mass market? Billboards, right? Billboards, television, cinema advertisement, reclame, right? It costs a lot of money. So, let's see if we can work a little bit with the demographics. Is it really, I mean, does everybody can drive a car of 250,000 euros? No, right? Everybody that is less than 18 doesn't even have a license, driving license, right? Yet, right? Right? We can remove them. Everybody above a certain age, I don't want to hurt anybody, but you know, there's a certain age when you don't see so well and they take your driving license. So that's, we can remove them also, right? So let's say between 18 and 80. So we don't have to sell to everybody. We just have to sell to everybody between 18 and 80. That's demographics, that's age, okay? That's still a big group, okay? Still a big group. Let me ask you something. Who is most likely to buy it? Men or women? How many of you think men? How many of you think women? We have more men. So to whom do you sell? To whom do you sell? How many of you say I sell to men? Okay, how many of you say I sell to women? All right, all right. Good. Listen, if it's a smaller niche, you have less competition. You want to consider, do you want the big ocean or the small niche? But because most of you want to sell to men, let's go to men. If you want to sell only to men, then you don't have to put billboards, right? How can you get to men? How do you promote to men? What medium? Sex, is it? Yeah, well, you know, porno sites is a good one. Poker sites is another one. Men's magazines. It's much cheaper. Any one of those options is much cheaper than billboards and television advertisement. Would you agree? Yeah. So we just cut your cost for anything. But let's see, let's continue a little bit. I mean, is every man can afford a 250,000 car? No. There are few men that can afford that. Those men that have about $250,000 disposable income at the end of the year, right? Not so many of those. Okay, not so many of those. What are their ages usually? 40, 45, they are just, you know, they are just in their, what? Midlife crisis, you know. Wife lost the, you know, not interesting as much, so let's get a replacement, a wife replacement, right? Something that will be exciting. So those are men around their 40 to 50 that have lots of disposable income. We become very, very small niche. Let's try to find the psychographics for a second, just to go further with that. What else do those people buy? Boats, you go really, it's true, but you go really to the end user, but you know, not everybody can afford a boat. That's really more expensive than that. So think for watches. Do they buy different watches than majority? Yes, right? What do they fly? Business class, right? So let me ask you a question. How about, let's say you have this dealership, you go to KLM and you tell them, please put this brochure for my new Ferrari or my new Porsche, put it in the pocket of the chair of only the business class in your flights. If anybody, and we give a special price for KLM, you know, that's 5% off or whatever it is. If they fill up this form on the plane and give it to you, then we will give you something. Would you think KLM will say no? No. KLM is going to say Please, let's do that. As soon as you went out of the office of KLM, you're going to move to the next building in Schiphol, and you're going to go to British Airways, not Martin Air. You're going to go to... You're going to go to British Airways, isn't it? You offer them the same deal. Do you think they're going to say no? I don't think so. They're going to say yes. Then you're going to go to the next, and that will be Virgin or whatever it is. And you can, at the end, how many brochures you need a month? 1,000? 5,000? 10,000? Let's say that it's the most fantastic brochure ever created, 10 euros. And you're giving it for 10,000 seats on business class. This is 100,000 euros that costs you for a car that you're going to sell for 250,000 euros. Compare that to millions and millions of euros that will cost you advertisement on television, which most of the people that are your target audience never watch.